transabled. Yeah, this one's really messed up. Physically healthy people who feel they should have been born disabled. A man in Great Britain cut off his arm because he felt like an amputee. A woman in North Carolina poured drain cleaner in her eyes because she felt blind.
Did you know there's people in this world who want to be disabled? Yes, that's right. People who are born normal who want to be disabled. This is known as body integrity dysphoria, and it's when someone who's born normal wants to be disabled. Such as this woman right here, who was born able or normal, but her brain told her she wanted to be blind, so now she's poured bleach in her eyes and she is blind. Let's have a look at this.
I went blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
I shot that person on purpose, but I don't feel like it was a choice. Obviously it was a fucking choice. You got out of bed one morning and went, I want to be blind. Poured bleach in your eyes and now you're fucking blind. You made like 4 choices in that fucking little bit. You are blind.
For most people, going blind would be a nightmare. But for Jewel Chouping, it was the fulfilment of a lifelong dream.
Do you know how wrong that is? Because there are actual disabled people in this world, right? There are people who do not want to be disabled but have to live with these disabilities for their whole life. And this woman, and she may have a disorder or mental health problems, and that's why I'm not being more of a dickhead than I need to be, but she's gone out of her way to try and be like them and fit in, and she probably just wants the attention, otherwise she wouldn't be on TV right now for doing it.
She suffers from a rare condition called body integrity identity disorder.
See, it is a disorder, it does have a name, and that's why I'm probably being a bit over the top right now, just for the enjoyment of the video, but still. I think it's not really a disorder. I think she's doing it for the attention. And that's just my honest opinion.
When there's nobody around you that feels the same way, you start to think that you're just very crazy.
Because you fucking are. You are mental. You need help. You've made yourself go blind. Sorry. There's not many people in this world who I've ever met or I'm ever going to meet that are going to come up to me one day and go, I want to be blind. Because no one wants to be blind. You were born with all these fucking amazing gifts like sight, senses, fucking smells. The ability to walk. The ability to not have to be in a wheelchair every day. And you're thrown out the window. It's just upsetting.
BID means that you have a need to be disabled in some way. In my case, it was a need to go blind.
No one in this world has a need to have a disability. No one needs a want to be a disability. No one needs a need to be a disability. You just have disabilities and they come and they go. No one wants them. No one should have to have them. And yet again, you're making these points, but they're not points. It's all attention based. Because no one has a need for a disability, nobody wants a disability.
9 years ago, Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the method she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done. I found that drain cleaner is a little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
She found a psychologist willing to help her, and after 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready, they carried out Jewel's plan.
You're telling me there's another person on this planet who is willing to help another person gain a disability? You're telling me right now, if I make a few phone calls, I can get someone who's willing to put fucking drain cleaner in my eyes? I mean, Sam, sign me up. I want to be blind. I want attention. If I'm blind, do I get like 10 million views per video or something? Because this video has 3.5 million views.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. Dropped 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind. It's gonna be okay.
You're going fucking blind. You're never going to see your family again. You're only going to hear them. You're never going to have the fucking joys of being able to go places every day because you're disabled now. You can't see shit. You have to have someone with you at all times. You're wasting someone else's time by making them look after you because you wanted to be blind.
After waiting half an hour to make sure the damage was done, the psychologist took Jewel to hospital, where doctors fought to save her sight.
When I woke up the following day, I was joyful until I turned on my back, opened my eyes, and could see the TV screen.
So she can see? Or did she do it again? That's outrageous.
I was so enraged, and I thought that it hadn't worked.
Every day when I wake up, I usually open my eyes, I look at the mirrors in front of my bed, and I fucking rage. Because I wanted to wake up blind every day.
Then, over about 6 months, the sight in both eyes slowly went away. I was so happy.
So you wasted doctors' time trying to get blind. And then when you wasn't blind, you were pissed that the doctors did their job. Why would you go to the hospital?
I felt that this was who I was supposed to be. I tried to avoid it, but it kept coming up in my head. And by the time I was 21, it was a non-stop alarm that was going off.
As extreme as Jules' case sounds, she is not alone.
So you're telling me there's other people on this planet who have decided they want to be disabled? That should be nobody. Nobody should wake up wanting to be disabled.
Dr. Michael First is a leading expert on the condition. He even coined the term BIID to describe it.
There should not be descriptive words or names for these behaviours, disorders. And they should not be used commonly. No one should know what they are because they should not be.
A lot of people who have this just live with it, but they don't take that step of actually actualizing it.
Probably because they're normal and don't want to be disabled. They just like the thought of the attention. And that's normal. Everyone has the thought, oh, if I did this, there'd be so much attention. Like I usually think, oh, if I got in a car crash and went to school the next day, I'd have a lot of attention, that would be cool. But nobody thinks, oh, I'd love to pour drain cleaner on my eyes because it'd feel fucking amazing and then I'd be blind.
But a significant minority of people with this have the feeling so strongly that they will go and do something to make it happen. Our job is to reduce suffering however it's possible.
So you're telling me this man's job is to help the people who want to be disabled be disabled. You want to have no arms? Sure, 1 second. I think I got a knife in my back pocket. If I can... There you go. Sorry, mate. You want no legs? Oh, let me slide tackle you fucking knives. Don't know what that's meant to do. I'll actually really hit my arm then.
The question is, what can be done? People have tried therapy, they've tried medication. None of those have really been successful. The ethics of whether it is okay to take a normal person and make them disabled is
very fucking clear that it should not be okay. It's not a normal thing. If I want to go downstairs right now and I want to have no fucking arms and no fucking legs and I cut them off, I should be put in a mental hospital. I should not be told that I'm normal and sent home to be on a fucking documentary that's going to get 3 million views about me wanting to be disabled.
I think you could make it an ethical case that if you conceptualize this as treating a condition, then it's okay to do it.
You're not treating a condition, you're treating mental health, and mental health can be sorted so much easier than this.
The big fear, of course, is somebody goes ahead and gets an amputation or becomes disabled and then changes their mind.
But that's probably fucking everyone, let's be honest. If you got both your arms cut off in a split decision, the next day you wake up, you're like, oh, I want to make a drink. You have no arms, mate, you can't make a drink. And then you're going to want your arms back, but you can't get them back because you're fucking mental.
I like to encourage people to do what makes sense to make them feel better, but this is such a drastic move that it's hard to encourage.
Finally, this man is making some sort of sense. It's such a stupid fucking decision that he isn't going to tell you to do it. It's so stupid that if you want to cut off your arms, do not do it.
Initially apprehensive, Jewel has now told her friends in the blind community about how she took her own sight.
I told her that I didn't care, that I think...
How can you be okay with that? That is so just weird. Your ex-wife has decided she wants to blind herself, and it's probably not because she's seen your face.
There's no resentment for her voluntarily taking her eyesight. That's not who I am.
I just don't think I've ever known anyone who had that condition. I think there's a lot understood in the medical community.
So this is Jewel's friends, who are finding out that Jewel blinded herself, and they are acting normal. It is not normal. I understand you've got to agree with her, you've got to be there for her when you can. But at some point, surely you have to tell her it's fucking mental what you were actually deciding to do.
But I'm sure that by what happened to you, it will be helpful to somebody else.
Hey, Joel. How's it going?
Oh, hi, y'all. Does this affect our friendship at all?
No, actually, I want to thank you for sharing it with me. I think it's a really inspiring story, actually.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's just not. An inspiring story is, fucking racism, Martin Luther King inspiring stories. And inspiring stories not I wanted to be blind, so I put bleach in my eyes and now I am blind.
Because you've overcome a lot here. You're a very positive person. You contribute a lot to the blind community, and
What does she contribute? To the attention fund that you fucking need. Like, she does not need the attention, she does not contribute fuck all she does is contribute no eyesight. She has no sight in this conversation.
I think that's a great thing.
Now, Jewel hopes her story will help other people in her position and lead to a wider understanding of BIID.
Okay, I think I'm going to end the video here because I don't think I could drill any more into this woman's case. I'd feel bad. But just in case you were thinking about becoming blind, you can't see when you're blind. There you go. Have a good day, Tara.